Hey everybody. Hey everybody. Everybody got audio? Anybody hear me? What's up, Casey? Todd? Hello? Can you hear me, guys? Anybody out there? We got audio. Okay, Casey, that's a yes, right? Okay. All right. All right. Everybody, audio is good. Thank you, Todd. Hey everybody, I'm sitting out here and it's given a lot of thought to a few things in the last few days. I'm sure a lot of you saw the post on me taking a break from the BS, and I mean that respectfully, but at some point in the hunt and in the game and the mission, you sort of get you get to these moments, and those of you who have been in the fight a long time or quite a while know what I'm talking about. And you get to a point where you're just so exhausted, you're so frustrated, you're so tired of fighting this fight. Well, I kind of got to that moment a couple nights ago, and kind of hit me when I was driving home from work, and I saw a guy at a 7-Eleven and talked to him for a couple minutes. The guy was a mechanical engineer for, I think he said it was 26 or 28 years, and he was beaten up by the system. And one day he just kind of got to a point where I got almost 20 years ago, and he said, well, screw it, I ain't doing it no more. And I think he said he was 58 or 59 or something like that, 58, 59 years old. And he's living on the street, 57, 58 years old. And kind of a realization moment for me. And I thought to myself, why do people end up like that? Why do people end up like that? There's probably, I could talk for an hour and give you 50 reasons why people end up like that. But there's one real big reason. We all know what that reason is. It's oppression, piracy, and theft. And from the powers that be. And there's a couple key terms that I guess I want to throw out. And it's very easy to get caught up. I'm sure a lot of you know it's very easy to get caught up in the You want me to switch the camera? I don't care. I'll switch the camera if you want me to, but otherwise I'm going to keep talking. A lot of people pursue the secured party creditor path. A lot of people will do non-UCC filings. They'll authenticate their birth certificates. They'll do all kinds of things. And keep in mind, all of that is essentially and technically for intensive purposes working within their system. But I respect the people that do it because you're trying to figure out how to exit the system, how to get out of the system, how to release the chains, how to live free, how to take more money home out of your paycheck, all that good stuff. Once again, it all comes back to working within the system. So there's actually three words that are in my mind right now, and those three words are consent, contract, and nuance. Okay? Consent, contract, and nuance. And unless you can get these three words, this is just my $1.98 opinion, folks, but unless you can get these three words in your head and live by them, you're not going anywhere fast in this system. I've been studying this and interacting with this system on a different level for almost 20 years. So, and you always hear me say that. I think it's important to say that. So, in my analysis, in my experience, in my exposure, in my execution, in my application, all those great words, I discovered that consent and contract were two of the biggest words I could ever use in my approach. Now, most of you understand what the word consent is. Giving permission. You understand what the word contract is. A contract is a binding agreement. A meeting of the minds. Consideration is presented. All those 3 or 4 different conditions that create a contract. A binding contract, that is. If you don't understand the meaning of consent and contract, don't even think about exiting the system. Here I am. Is that better? Is that better, everybody? Is everybody happy now? Okay. So if you don't understand consent and contract, don't even think about exiting the matrix, exiting the system, trying to get more free, because we live in a pile of shit. We literally, figuratively live in a pile of shit. There's some good words that I like, and shit is one of them. I know you're laughing, but if you don't understand that consent is either given or accepted, if you don't understand the word contract, you are contracting from the moment. Actually, you're contracting 24/7. You're contracting 24/7. If you're watching cable TV, you're contracting. If you're getting into a car and driving, you're contracting. If you're going to the gym to work out, you're contracting. If you just went to Costco and bought a 48-ounce jar, no, I better not say that. If you went to Costco and you bought a bunch of groceries, you contracted. If you buy a set of tires for your car, you contracted, didn't you? So just about everything you're doing in life, you are contracting. You're contracting exchanging FRNs for this or that. You're contracting for buying a big gulp at 7-Eleven. Every time you purchase something in their system, every time you do something in their system, every time you register your car, every time you register to vote, you're contracting. You must understand the concept, the fundamental concept in commerce of contracting. Why do I bring this up, consent and contracting? Because as long as you continue to execute these contracts in commerce upon your person, upon your estate, upon your children, upon whatever, as long as you continue to contract, you will never, ever, ever escape the system. You say, well, Jesus Christ, CJ, how you gonna, sorry if I offended anybody. Hey, geez, how am I going to survive? How am I going to move forward? How am I going to live if I don't contract? Well, the original U.S. contract provisions, there's all kinds of legal precedents, Supreme Court rulings, this and that, regarding contracting, commercial affairs, commerce. You have, I don't know if I want to say inalienable, right? Because that's, that's a big word. But you have the ability to consent to contract with anyone. You have the ability to rescind, take away, vaporize, garbage can any contract you have entered. If you don't understand that concept, stop watching now. You have the power to rescind any contractual arrangement you have entered into. Yes, there are consequences, there are circumstances, there are ramifications. There is the domino effect of doing that. That's why you do it smartly. That's why you look at every possible angle. That's why you look at your cell phone bill, your utility bill, your car loan contract, your mortgage contract. I could talk for 2 hours just alone on the banking and the mortgage industry and the finance industry. God. Consent and contract. What you have to do, in my opinion, again, it's my $1.98 opinion. You take it, leave it, whatever. But if you don't learn, respect, apply, execute, understand the fundamental concepts of contracting in commerce, because you are a commercial entity, whether you like it or not, you are a commercial entity. You might as well just go out and go to Burlington Coat Factory and get yourself a used coat and just paint dollar signs all over it and wear it 24/7. You are a commercial entity, whether you like it or not. So if you're a commercial entity 24/7, what does that mean? What does it mean? And those who know me know that I use this phrase all the time. How do you conduct the business of self? Whether it's through consent, through contracts, whatever. If you don't grasp the concept, you don't learn how to apply it, how to execute contracts, how to rescind contracts, how to question everything with boldness, forget it. Don't become a secured party creditor. Don't become a non-UCC filer, a UCC filer. We all know sovereign citizen is an oxymoron. Doesn't exist, doesn't work. But if you don't learn the concepts of how to conduct the business of self every single day, and that you are contracting 24/7, you're lost. You're going to continue to be lost at sea, floating in an ocean of shit. Okay, last word that I wanted to express is nuance. Who knows what nuance is? Nuance essentially means understanding the balances of everyday life, activities, interactions. Okay, I like the word balance, and those of you that have been listening to me and watching me for a while and whatever, you know I like that word balance. I can't pull myself out of the system of commerce and contracting every day because one of the main reasons is the job that I do actually involves commerce every day. If I go to my intimidated, wallowing, afraid employer one day and say, well, I want to keep doing the job without a driver's license, I'm not going to have the job anymore. Because they're certainly not going to acquiesce and say, you know what? You're not a U.S. citizen. You're an American national, and we really respect that. And we love the Constitution, and we hate the IRS and the DMV. And you just go ahead and do your job without that driver's license. Bullshit. I'm calling it bullshit. Ain't gonna happen. So that's what we mean by nuance or a balance. I have to, in the system, currently what I'm doing in one of my revenue streams, I have to have that license because I like what I'm doing every day in my job. Okay. So that's one area where I kind of have to contract, don't I? I have to contract in commerce to do that. I have to consent. Well, we all know I don't have to, but if I want to do what I'm doing and get the fiat money and go to the grocery store with the fiat money and take hard goods out of the store, then okay. But what I don't have to do is I don't have to register to vote. I don't have to create promissory notes that create money out of thin air with my signature if I don't want to. If I don't choose to contract, whatever. It's all balanced, right? I can do what I want. I just got to think about it differently. If I want to become what is commonly known as a secured party creditor, I can do that, can I? But think about the process of the secured party creditor, okay? Think about the process of the secured party creditor. What's the main document that almost essentially has to be filed to become a secured party creditor in their system? The UCC1 financing statement. You have indemnity bonds. You have affidavit of status. You have things you file at the county recorder's office. You have a bunch of stuff. Secured party creditor. Call yourself a secured party first. You ain't going to be a creditor unless you become a secured party in your commercial affairs, financial affairs. There's just no way. If you decide that you want to live more freely in finance, in commerce, in whatever, and here's the bacon. Here's the bacon. Okay. And I like my bacon with grease on it, by the way. I like my bacon with grease on it. Yeah. Anyway, back at the wrench, if you understand some fundamental concepts of having the ability to provide your consent, provide your contractual agreements, your abilities to contract and this and that, your abilities to rescind, to start removing yourself from the system in those manners, go for it. Go for it. You better understand what you're doing, though. You better maintain that balance. So what I'm essentially saying, folks, is the system is what it is. We have this system that we were all roped into. We're all in the corral, right? We're all in the corral. We're all cattle in the corral running around. One or two of us gets out of the corral once in a while. Great, fantastic. Okay. Understand consent, understand contract, understand nuance and balance. Those have to be fundamental in your approach. I don't care what you're trying to execute, what you're trying to pursue. How is what I am doing, what I am pursuing, what I am attempting to contract to do, what I'm attempting to authorize my consent or provide my consent to, what am I actually doing? If you don't change that mindset, call it a mind shift. If you don't do that, you ain't getting out of the corral. I have a couple of friends from the ACH group, and some of you already know this, that are pursuing governmental entities right now. They are attempting to reveal those contracts in commerce, the corporate status of certain entities. I have friends that are actively pursuing secured party creditor processes. I have friends that are doing all kinds of stuff to remove the chains. What are you doing today? Are you going to shift that mindset tonight, tomorrow morning? I'm going to say this 3 times. It's not an egotistical statement at all. I'm going to say this 3 times. Conduct your business accordingly. Repeat after me. Conduct your business accordingly. Change how you look at everything. Change it. Don't cry. Don't whine. Don't try to wipe up the spilt milk on the floor. Ain't gonna work. Get out there. Get out there. If you don't change the mindset, don't inbox me. Don't claim I don't know what I'm doing. Change the mindset. Do the diligence. Question with boldness every single thing you do. What does the positive mental attitude crowd say? They say, which I learned 25 years ago, a habit takes 21 days to develop. A habit takes 21 days to develop. If you don't shift that and maintain it for at least 21 days, it ain't going to get easier. You're not going to get good at it. That's just the way it is. When will you change your mindset? I should go get that tattoo that says question with boldness. Put it right across my freaking chest. I should just have that tattooed on me, because that's what I like to do. I like to question with boldness everything. It took me a while in my journey when I first started out to start questioning with boldness everything. It really did. I had to learn how to do it. Until I was finally, every morning I'd step out of my bed and say, ha ha, ha ha, yes, I have arrived. I have arrived. Yes. I've been to the mountain. God rest his soul. Martin Luther King. I've been to the mountain. I ain't seen that promised land yet, but I'm working on it. All right, folks. Consent, contract, nuance, balance. Change the mindset before you undertake the next chapter that starts when this video is done. Before you start that next chapter, decide what will be your mind shift. Don't move forward unless you do it. Do not move forward in any process, venture, execution of anything until you change that mindset. This is a fundamental video, folks. It's a fundamental video. It's not a technical video. It's not a technique video. It's not any of that. That's really what I wanted to get out of my head tonight. So, I hope this is, I call it a positive mental attitude video. I don't care what the heck you call it. Call it a motivational video. Call it a fundamental video. I don't know. Whatever you want to call it. I don't care. But there we go. I got the boomerang effect. Thank you very much, Pat Bennett. She says, yes, CJ, I agree to question everything with boldness, especially in the times we're living in today. Thank you for this, and God bless you. Well, back at you, Pat. Thank you for the comment and the sentiments. It's all right there. It's all right there. Question everything with boldness. Another thing, if you ain't in a community of like minds, go find one. I ain't talking about just Facebook. I'm not talking about Facebook mainly. I'm talking about go down to your Starbucks, go down to your Coffee Bean, go down to your local coffee shop, your diner, strike up a conversation. If you ain't in a community or building a community of like minds, you're running solo. And that's okay. You want to run solo? Okay, whatever. Okay. You run solo if you want. I don't care. But I always like somebody watching my six in the military. I took lead and took point. I liked having a six. I liked it. I like it a lot. So, I hope this helps somebody. I hope it will. I wish you all the best. I'm still digging and reflecting a lot, so you're not going to see too much from me on Facebook. I'm just analyzing the whole big picture. I'm looking at the whole big picture, and I'm assessing everything. I maybe it's a fault of mine. I don't know, but that's where I'm at. Sometimes you got to step back and breathe, right? I don't know if Mark's here or not. But sometimes you got to step back and breathe And it's good to do that. Get a second look. That's what I'm doing, folks. I'm always reassessing, always evolving, always improvising, always overcoming, always adapting, always questioning with boldness. So, with that, folks, I thank you for your comments, your sentiments, your viewing time, whatever. Get out there and dive in. Build your community. Remember, 3 key words. What are they? Consent, contract, nuance. Yeah, you can call nuance balance, right? So that's the main lesson for today. The main sentiments, the main sharing of information. So that's my best offering today. Maybe I'll have something better tomorrow. Carry on, folks. I wish you all the best. Wish you all the best. Keep the mission going, with me or without me. Keep the mission going. It's your mission, it's your prosperity, it's your future. Either you value it or they value it. Either you value it or they value it. Think about that for a second. You create the value. Continue to let them create the value. You're not getting out of the corral. Folks, thank you. I got to get on with the rest of my day here. So thank you for your time. I respect you all. I thank you all. And hopefully more to come here soon. Thank you very much. If you're God-fearing, God bless you. I respect any other faith, whatever. Whoever you worship, whoever your higher power is. Best wishes to you all. I like that line from John Glenn. Godspeed, John Glenn. So take care. Be blessed. Be well. Be safe. Eyes wide open. Ears turned up. Way up. Thank you, folks. I bid you good night. Take care.